Hey, what's up guys? Joe here, coming at you today with some Champions War League Light Week 2 action between Elite Gaming and Colorado Boss. Obviously the score is above me, 70-60 was the final score, with 22 3-stars on the Elite Gaming side and only 15 3-stars on the Colorado Boss side. Team leader Fogg said that the Town Hall 9s were the determining factor again in this war, overpowering the south side of the war map and just knocking out all the Town Hall 9s in a quick manner and having multiple attacks left over on the Town Hall 9s. But today we're going to bring you some Town Hall 11 down on Town Hall 10 dips. These are also important attacks because we also face these in our own wars where we are 11s and have to dip down on Town Hall 10s for 3-stars. And also I have some Town Hall 10 versus Town Hall 10 3-stars as well. So we're going to go and start this thing out with the team leader himself, Fogg, going in on this Town Hall 10, and he comes in with a bowler-witch combination, also known by other names across YouTube, starting out with the golem down in the south and a couple of bowlers with 2 witches to set the funnel down in the south, another golem up in the north corner with a couple more bowlers and 2 more witches to set the funnel up in the north, and basically setting everything up to where the main force focuses on the core. So pay attention to the funnel set there and what he used to do it, and then he uses the wall breakers in redundancy to the jump spell as well as a rage. The Eternal Tome ability from the Grand Warden's about to be triggered in order to save the bowlers, get them through this clan castle area as well as through the Inferno Towers. And he powers through with another rage spell to get to the core of this base as well as a 3rd jump spell. So basically overpowering the base with one of 2 things, the hero levels as well as the Eternal Tome ability from the Grand Warden. We have a large group of witches down here in the south, and we have a single witch up there taking on the Expo by herself with the addition of what was left of a Golemite. The witch does prevail and take over the Expo, but she will get picked off momentarily by the Archer Tower up in the north. And then we're basically just focused down here in the south where we have about 3 or 4 witches down in the south with a large group of skeletons continuing to move through the base. These are level 3 witches, so they are producing a lot of Larrys to go around and clean up the outsides of the base with the support of the Archer Queen on the inside of the base. Barbarian King is down, and now all we have left is an Archer Tower, a Wizard Tower, and then also this Archer Tower and Cannon over here in the northeast. So not really a whole lot of time issues here with the help of the Larrys to go around the outsides of the base as the witches sit back and just kind of enjoy the ride. The Archer Queen will finish up by taking care of the splash damage in the Wizard Tower, and then she'll also move into the next compartment. But the Grand Warden will put in work on this drill, take it out. And what actually happens here is kind of interesting, as a couple of months ago, witches and a giant bomb didn't necessarily mix in the best form or fashion. So we'll have this group of witches come across the giant bomb, and they'll actually survive the giant bomb and take out the rest of the structures remaining on the space. So as the witches get closer to their detonating point, bomb does go off, but the witches do survive, and they proceed to take out the last structure on this base. So 3-star attack by Fogg down on a Town Hall 10. And again, we're going to take a look at one more Town Hall 11 dip. This is actually Serge. He is on the top of the war map for Elite Gaming, and this would be an attack the same exact fashion as Fogg, with the Bowler Witch combination in a different manner. So he'll start out with an Archer Tower over here in the far east on that one builder's hut, dropping a golem and like a couple of bowlers, not a large group, couple of bowlers and 2 witches to work on taking out structures around. And then he'll drop a couple of baby dragons here down in the south, along with the golem down there to protect those. While the Archer Tower is focused on that golem, the baby dragons will take out a lot of these structures in the south. And what I want you to pay attention to here is the large funnel, taking out all of the structures here around this base and getting rid of and just setting it up to where all the bowlers and the witches and the heroes go directly into the base. There's no other deterrents or distractions. Using 2 jump spells to get in there, as well as a poison spell for the clan castle troops and the Internal Tome ability by the Grand Warden to keep everything alive and moving into the base as they go into heavy trapped area in the giant bomb sitting in that one compartment where the Inferno Tower once stood. Anyway, so the base will continue to fall with the help of the heroes taking down that level 2 Inferno Tower, and the bowlers will overpower from within taking out structures as they maneuver through this compartment. We do have a witch up here in the north continuing to power through, as well as the royal cloak ability being popped on the archer queen and taking out a couple more structures and defensive structures up here in the north in the archer tower, as well as this Tesla. And so basically the bowlers will continue to take out structures over here in the south, as well as a clean up archers down here on these two weaker structures over here in the south. So everything kind of focuses way back up north. And the archer queen will take down that elixir storage, which is will final it out with the mine up in the north. So that wraps it up with Town Hall 11 dips. And now we're going to take a look at what I would say probably is the MVP with a Town Hall 10 versus Town Hall 10 attack. I want to say his name is Yo Tony. So Tony actually comes in with what is clearly a GoBoLaLoon at Town Hall 10. And this base design is just kind of sets it up perfectly with 4 air defenses up here in the north, as well as all of the splash damage in the core of the base. So not exactly the best setup here for anti-air. It's really kind of setting it up perfectly for the air by dropping the golems. He sets the funnel by dropping his golems and allowing the wizards to clean structures on the outsides of the base, using a minion on this dark barracks over here in the corner, and then opening up that first compartment with the wall breaker. So pay attention to the patience here, not rushing his attack as the golems move into the base, as well as the barbarian king, the archer queen, and his bowlers from the clan castle. So they're going to get a lot of value out of the heroes, the jump spell, the poison on the clan castle troops, but the bowlers are going to move on the outsides of the base. And so really this archer queen is going to put in a lot of work, as well as the jump spell covering this northern compartment, and the barbarian king is actually going to get in on this air defense and end up taking it down before he falls. So the archer queen has now maneuvered her way into the core of the base where the enemy archer queen is, as well as all of the wizard towers. So the wizard tower is going down. That removes a lot of hindrance from the balloons. The archer queen goes down, so now he's perfectly set up to maneuver into the air portion of the raid. So a lot of objectives being taken down here, and as well as both expos. All we have here is an air defense and the inferno towers, but he has 18 balloons or more in order to move in on this base, using the haste spell in the north, and then dropping a couple of more balloons in to trickle in as they maneuver in on this air defense. So the lava hound does go down and pops in a quick manner as he starts to transition in a couple of balloons in 3 different locations to move in and swarm in on the Inferno Tower, taking it down. Still having 5 balloons in the queue as he comes in on a Tesla farm, using haste spells to move these balloons into the base. And now he'll drop his rage here momentarily to get in on this Inferno Tower, as well as the balloons on the back end of the attack. The balloons he had a couple more balloons to take out that archer tower as everything focused in back on the Inferno Tower. So again, poor base design here with all of that value from the archer queen and the bowlers in the north side of the base, as well as the barbarian king being MVP here, taking out a 3rd air defense, leaving the 4th one standing for the balloons to prevail and take over this base. So a couple of keynotes here to take from this raid is pay attention to where your expos are, not your expos, but your air defenses and your wizard towers are. This could actually burn you on your own defensive bases if you don't have a decent spread on it, and you're basically giving it up to a kill squad in such a fashion. So basically cleaning it up. It's all clean up with minions and lava pups, finishing up the base. And we're going to move into one more attack by Yo Tony on another Town Hall 10, but a little bit of a weaker Town Hall 10. So again, Tony comes in on this Town Hall 10, which is actually defensively built like a Town Hall 9, with the level 1 Inferno Tower down in the southern island, as well as a level 2 up in an island by itself by the Town Hall. So very patient in setting up the funnel, dropping 2 of his golems, using 2 wizards in the north, and then a couple of wizards, as well as a Valkyrie. So he has this one random Valkyrie that's down here in the south, and she's going to continue to skirt this wall and take out these structures. That way the bowlers have nowhere else to go but into the base where he wants them to go. Opens up that first compartment and drops his heroes, allowing his golems to start maneuvering that way and getting his bowlers down. The bowlers are going to kind of look like they're going to detour for a second, but they do actually go into the base and take on the clan castle and another air defense. So he's going after these 2 air defenses, and he'd like to get at least one or two of these Inferno towers. So the Archer Queen will take down this dragon, and then the bowlers will continue to move. The Barbarian King ends up taking down the Archer Queen, and the Golem will go in and take out the Tesla up there. So the Queen decides that she wants to move south instead of going into that Inferno Tower in the north, which is perfectly fine because she still has the Royal Cloak ability, which gets popped. She takes down a Wizard Tower and the Teslas, as well as getting rid of the level 1 Inferno Tower. So as we screen back out, we have 2 air defenses remaining, and this is where he's going to bring in his air portion, dropping his hounds and 2 to 3 balloons. 2 in this case per defense, 2 to 3, and then he starts to transition up here with his hound up there on that next air defense, and starts to bring in more of the balloons with a haste spell, and then they'll transition into these defenses. You know, and pay attention to his balloon drops. He's not rushing them, he's not spamming them. He's dropping them in 2 to 3s in locations, but they end up grouping up, freezing that island that houses the Inferno Tower, taking it down very quick and finishing it up on this last Archer Tower. So basically at this point it is all cleanup. He has a couple of minions for the back end, as well as a balloon still in his queue, balloon or 2 still in his queue. One balloon is going to go down here and take out the storage here, and then he drops that other balloon up in the north to assist with the rest of the group in order to clean up this base. So not rushing his attack, not using all of his troops, and he used what was left to swag, basically cleaning up the rest of this base, taking down the town hall with the strength of the balloons by themselves and the minions to clean up the south of the base. So again, a great attack by Tony on another Town Hall 10. And even though it looked like it wasn't much, the air portion is still not solidified by a lot of attackers out there. So there's a lot of notes to be taken from these attacks. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this video up with a Town Hall 9 attack. One Town Hall 9 for this video. And this one's obviously a little bit different than the rest. We have Jacob here that's going to be coming in with a stoned golem and basically a mass baby dragon. So he starts out by dropping a golem up in the north and a couple of wizards that are out of reach of these defenses, and then the second golem in a location where he can drop a couple more wizards as well as a baby dragon. Now the baby dragon's not going to have any issues because nothing out there that can reach that baby dragon. Now if there was a seeking air mine down there, it might have hindered his plan there a little bit, but obviously there wasn't. So the baby dragon's going to continue taking out structures there. He'll drop a jump spell, his final golem, and his bowlers. So clearly you can see that the funnel is very wide and there's no other place for the bowlers to go. However, the bowlers are going to play a little bit of a dancing game here as the golem and Barbarian King moves into the base. And they do end up going into the base. Poison spell is down. Another jump spell is down for the golems to trigger a double giant bomb location. And the Archer Queen is going to take her sweet time getting in on those clan castle troops, but there are wizards there to assist with getting rid of those. And so anyways, he's got most of the air defenses down. 3 of them are down. He's going after that 4th as well as the sweepers. And this is where it kind of transitions into the mass baby dragon portion down in the south. Dropping 4 balloons down here to go in on these defenses that are clearly distracted by the golem. The golem's going to take a lot of the brute force of these defenses, and when it splits into golemites, this expo will retarget onto the balloons and take them down. But either way, it doesn't really matter considering there are baby dragons to clean it up. So baby dragons in groups like so, they're going to take over the rest of this base. We have baby dragons all around this base, as well as the Archer Queen helping with taking down a couple of defenses that are on the inside of the base while the baby dragons finish up. So hopefully you pulled some value from these raids. Great job by Elite Gaming, again winning week 2, and thanks for watching, guys.